How HDD works. HDD stands for hard disk drive, are mainly used for storing data. Its engineering uses a hard plate disk, known as a hard disk, hence its name, made from either glass or aluminum. It has layers of other metals, but most importantly, the magnetic layer, which is used for storing data. It is a thin layer made from a cobalt-based alloy, which contains tiny magnetic domains that can be manipulated. So, how does it store data? The plate spins at a ridiculous speed of 5,400 to 7,200 RPM in consumer HDDs, and up to 10,000 or 15,000 RPM in enterprise models, using a motor at its center. For comparison, the wheels of a Japanese Shinkansen bullet train at 320 kilometers per hour spin at about 4,000 to 5,000 revolutions per minute. That's incredibly fast. Beside the plate, there's a needle arm mounted on its surface. At the tip of the arm, there's a head that reads and writes on the plate. It is uniquely designed to use airflow to lift itself just about 2 to 3 nanometers from the plate, roughly 20 atoms wide. For comparison, the thickness of paper is 70,000 nanometers. It's so thin that even a small dust particle can damage the read and write process. The arm is controlled by a voice coil motor, VCM, which moves the head using neodymium magnets influenced by electric current. This is how the arm can move to different parts of the disk up to 50 times per second. The disk is divided into several circular tracks. The latest hard drives have more than 500,000 tracks on just one side. These tracks are then divided into sectors that hold information and data, typically 4 kilobytes per sector. Writing data to the disk is done by changing the magnetization direction of the tiny magnetic domains on the plate. This is done by the write head at the tip of the needle arm. The domains will be forced either up or down by electrical current, following a process called perpendicular magnetic recording, PMR. The size of each domain is around 100 nanometers by 90 nanometers by 125 nanometers and will hold 1 bit of data. Behind the write head, there's a read head that can detect the changes in magnetization and interpret them as binary data. But there's a catch. The mechanism is not just North Pole representing 1 and South Pole representing 0. Because it is a magnetic field, there is magnetic force between each domain. One can be strong in different directions, or one can be absent in the same direction. Instead, the HDD detects flux reversals, changes in the magnetic direction. If there's a change, it represents 1. If not, it represents 0. So, that's how the HDD writes and reads the data you store. In the modern era, HDDs are becoming more compact. A single component can store several terabytes of data. This is done by increasing sector density, packing more data into the same area, making the magnetic domains vertical instead of horizontal, allowing magnetic domains to overlap instead of lining up, using multiple platters in a single HDD. With these advancements, HDDs can now store more and more terabytes of data. As of February 2025, the largest HDD is Seagate Exos M3+, with a massive 36 terabyte capacity. The fastest HDDs currently available spin at 15,000 RPM, with examples including the Seagate Savio 15K.3 and HPE 900 GB 15K. Just imagine a plane that can circle the Earth 12 times per second while flying just 2 centimeters above the ground, counting every blade of grass with perfect precision. That's how an HDD works on a human scale. It's a genius piece of engineering. Even though this engineering is marvelous, it also has drawbacks. Because the system is so complex and tiny, it is fragile. HDDs are easily damaged by impacts and vibrations, which can misplace the needle arm, making them prone to data corruption. HDDs are also slower in data access compared to SSDs. Since they have moving parts, they produce noise and experience wear and tear, unlike SSDs, which use chips and have no moving parts. We will cover SSDs later. Because of these reasons, HDDs are cheaper. The cost per gigabyte of an SSD can be twice that of an HDD, making HDDs mainly used for servers, which typically store large amounts of data. If you like this video, consider to subscribe and check out another video here.